going on the stories. I don't want to get started in the stories, but I just want to say that I want to stress the importance of what's happening today in this community, the vision that has been seen, and the collaboration of all the people coming together, the leadership of Dr. White and others. I think when we take a look at the draft report, things such as the rock, where the rock was situated, where Chief Buffalo said 1 mile square from that rock, which is located down on First Avenue West and Michigan Street. And before that, it was all swampland there. So we get a deeper understanding of what this area was like before the encroachment of the European nations. Other things that we think about there is, from the draft report, is something to say like the St. Louis, Fort St. Louis, which was on the bay, and the construction of somebody, a guy by the name of Jean-Baptiste Perrault, who happens to be, we know, Sid Perrault. That's his great-great-grandfather. So he was instrumental in building that fort there, but there's some irony there also, because that was the site of the first execution in Minnesota, which was an Ojibwe man. So these things are out there in this report, some of those things that and then we said that the Civic Center is really reservation land, reserved land, and it was clouded title, and it still is today. And you still see people look in a filibustered way when you say these truths, because we've heard so much lies, lies after lies after lies. Now it's time for the truth to come out.
Yes,
And the Anishinaabe live natural law and spiritual law and tell the truth. So we have, in collaboration, we have that helping us, those ones around us that we're surrounded with. So I think that the importance of that, you hear about the development that's happening down here in a Norwegian, Nordic way. Now we as Anishinaabe welcome all people to our lands. They say this is Anishinaabe Akiminan, you're in Ojibwe country. We have much respect for Dakota Nation, who is here and moved and shifted. There's been that through time. But we not talk disparagingly of the Nordic nation or Norwegians and such, but they have their plenty of icons, temporal icons that are around, the statues and things. So we have to have an opportunity here. Now the relationship with the city of Duluth is sometimes in a rocky way like this, and it's up and down and stuff like that, but the naming of roads, trails, parks is in the process, and it's happening. We just have to continue that dialogue with the city and force them to do these things. It's the right thing to do. And so I think it's really a tremendous opportunity that's going on here today. And also working in collaboration with the University of Minnesota Duluth, we have in our midst here Dr. Jim Amell here, who's helping the Indigenous Commission with the study here, and he raises a hand here, Dr. Amell. So we're grateful for this, because when we see a different way of seeing things, instead of a needs-based, we look for the strength-based. Anishinaabe always has many, many strengths, and we put them out there front and we lead with our strengths, rather than the old way of looking at things, we need this, we need that. So it's a different way of viewing things, and we welcome those that think like us. So the importance of what's going on here today is really significant. I encourage you to get the opportunity to come to the Indigenous Commission meetings, which are on the third Monday at about 5:15 to begin. So please show up, come with your ideas, suggestions, and things, and help move our Indigenous Commission members. And I see our brothers that belong to this grandfather drum here are getting seated here. And we're going to ask those men in a kind way, because when we think about Anakobijiganak, our ancestors, and the significance of not only descendancy, but who we are as a people, connected to this land. The elders say that the blood, flesh, and bones of our ancestors make up the topsoil that surrounds the great sea of the Ojibwe. So when we hear about the moving of the cemeteries and stuff like this, so we are true. That is a metaphor, but it's the truth. Anishinaabe and the Dakota Nation and other nations, indigenous, make up the topsoil here. It's only been 500 years, only 500 years that the European nations and other nations have come here. So we have to think about not only our leaders here today, but also the ones of the past, our ancestors. And we're going to ask in a kind, humble way if our brothers here can render a song to honor our ancestors of the past.